Yo, my fellow Tigers, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing brilliantly on this Tuesday evening. We have a lot to talk about today as we have many, many stories. Examples. This is the reason I'm doing this stream. There's been a lot of updates in the Premier League so far, Championship as well, but this is the Premier League we're talking about today. And so let's get straight into it then. So the first story I'm really going to be talking about tonight is probably going to be the most past manager signing, managerial appointment, which is Antonio Conte, former Chelsea and Inter Milan boss, to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, they've had a little bit of a kerfuffle because they went from bloody Jose to Nuno Espirito Santo. Now they've gone to now he's gone to Tottenham, and now Conte has come to Spurs. So that's had a little bit of an impact. So if I just read it to you here, Tottenham Hotspur have appointed former Chelsea and Inter Milan boss Antonio Conte as their new manager until summer 2023. So they did sack Nuno on Monday, which is yesterday, I think, unless it was the last Monday, after just 17 games with them in 8th in the table, below Arsenal. They do say there is an option to extend Conte's deal with them. He's 52 years old, also, just for any nerds out there. Conte said, "I am extremely happy to return to coaching and to do so at a Premier League club that has the ambition to be a protagonist again." So he just realises how much Spurs want this. The Italian did return to London after winning the Premier League in his first season at Chelsea 2016-17 and the FA Cup in his second before being sacked in 2018. He led Inter Milan to their first Serie A title in 11 years before leaving the club in May. And Conte had been in charge for 2 years, and Inter said it was a mutual decision to end his contract with 1 year remaining. The former Juventus and Italy coach was then in talks with Spurs in the summer about becoming Jose Mourinho's successor, but negotiations were halted before Spurs appointed ex-Wolves boss Nuno at the end of June, with the Portuguese boss 47 lasting just 4 months. Now, this is a massive story in the terms that they've brought themselves to a level where they need to be. They've brought them to a level that will be there as one of those this is one of those managers. Conte is one of those managers that will bring you success for one. He'll do his best to win your fucking trophies for once, not the Audi Cup. Then you've got, he can do all kinds of shit with your team in signings and stuff. So he's got a good presence about him at the club. So he's had a good start already. So, decent start at least. He also said that he can't wait to work to convey to the team and the fans the passion, mentality, and determination that have always distinguished me as a player and as a coach. Last summer, our union did not happen because the end of my relationship with Inter was still too recent and emotionally too involved with the end of the season, so I felt that it wasn't yet the right time to return to coaching. So, but the contagious enthusiasm and determination of Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy in wanting to entrust me with his task had already hit the mark. Now that the opportunity has returned, I have chosen to take it with great conviction. So Conte's basically just said that he's come to Spurs to coach again, and Daniel Levy's just said, "Yo, we've got some supplies for you. We need a better team. We need some more success. So come over to the white side of North London, and we'll get you sorted." So they have got Conte, and now he's going to try and bring some success. So Conte's obviously, his coaching career has been started at Arezzo. So Arezzo went from having 12 games, win percentage was 25%, and then 53% with 15 games. Barry, Syria B. Hold on. Anyway, moving on. 47% win percentage, 67 games. Then you move on to Atalanta, obviously Serie A again. 21.43 win percentage, 14 games. 44 games with Siena and 50%. Then he moved on to Juventus. He had 229 games, 67%. He won the Serie A 3 times and Coppa Italia twice. Italy, he just did 24 games and 58% win percentage. Then he went to Chelsea, obviously, 106 games, 66% win rate. The Premier League and FA Cup is what he won. Serie A, he won the Serie A with Inter Milan, 102 games with 62% win percentage. So you've got a lot of stats there to work with because he's a very experienced manager. He knows how to manage a club like he showed at Chelsea. He knew how to win that FA Cup. He won that FA Cup, I think. So it was an absolute pull driver from Matic that back then as well, in 2018 before United signed him for no reason. But that is Conte. That is Conte. He's been there for about 2 weeks now. So yeah. And big up Lewis. Big up Lewis. He is here. How are you doing, mate? Actually, you're just in time. You are just in time, Lewis, because the next story we're talking about is Dean Smith sacked by Aston Villa. Dean Smith was sacked by Aston Villa about 2-3 days ago. We obviously lost 1-0 to Southampton on the last Friday night. They couldn't get past the Southampton defence. Livramento was solid at the back, I must say so myself. But once again, it may be too little too late or too much too early. That's the thing with Villa. You've got the likes of Leon Bailey. You've got the likes of Danny Ings. You've got the likes of bloody Twanzebe from United. Like, you've got good players. You just need to make the most of them. You've got Buendia from Norwich, who was an absolute superstar for them. Sorry, I got blocked nose. This is vital. This is a vital turning point in your season, Villa fans. This is massive for you. So he has been sacked already. So let's just read it here. Dean Smith, 50 years old, leaves the Aston Villa side following Villa's 1-0 defeat by Southampton. Club's 5th successive defeat in the Premier League. And Villa are actually 17th now, 2 points above the relegation zone. This year, we've not seen the continuous improvement in results, performances, and league position, which they've all been looking for, really. For this reason, they decided to make a change to allow time for a new head coach to make an impact. And I guess that's what but yeah, they want, as I was saying, they just want a new head coach. They want to have opportunities. They want to get back into the top half of the table. They did say the process to replace Smith has started, but they won't rush into an immediate appointment. It is understood, though, that Denmark coach Kasper Humland is of interest to the club and is admired by fellow countrymen. Villa's sporting director Johan Lang. Humeland guided Denmark to the Euro 2020 semi-final when they lost to England at Wembley, and the 49-year-old has a growing reputation. However, the big turning point in that discussion, Dean Smith sacked by Villa. However, Steven Gerrard to Aston Villa. So Rangers manager Steven Gerrard and Belgian boss Roberto Martinez are also believed in contention with Villa, using the time afforded to them by the international break to home in on Smith's successor. So Smith has become the 5th Premier League manager to lose job. He was appointed in October 2018, guided them to promotion from the Championship and first season in charge. Struggled in their first season in the top flight, narrowly avoiding relegation. They did lead the cup to the club to the 2019-20 Carabao Cup final, but obviously, they got beat again. Man City signed Jack Grealish for £100 million again, then just spending all the money. So, cha-ching for Manchester City. Worst losing run since January to February 2017, the Championship. So that is a massive update from where we're seeing things. But if we continue on with Steven Gerrard, he remains high on Aston Villa's hierarchy or list of potential targets to replace Dean Smith, but other contenders are under discussion as well. Example, Roberto Martinez. They are impressed by Gerrard's work in revitalising Rangers. This is his first managerial job. He's long been seen as a future Liverpool boss, but Villa may be ready to try to tempt him to go to Villa Park. 41-year-old is also well known to Villa chief executive and ex-Reds managing director Christian Persler. So this is a very, very big impact that he could make to every team that he gets, or whichever team he goes to and where he goes in the future. But that is Gerrard's news and stuff. So there we go. So we've gone past Conte to Spurs. Now we've gone past Dean Smith, who has been sacked by Aston Villa. So, next story is obviously the most obvious one that we knew was going to happen for quite a while, I'd say. I think we all knew it was going to happen, really. Daniel Farke has finally been sacked by Norwich City, despite win over Brentford, despite win over the Bees. The Bees' sting was taken out of them by the Canaries. The Canaries took the sting out of the Bees and they were dropped off by Norwich. Now, there's been a lot of concerns lately over what happened during this decision. And to be very honest, it's been quite optional, really, in what I think Norwich have done. Because if you have a look at what Norwich have done with the club at the moment, it's taken them a very long time to realise that Daniel Farke has actually not improved the club as much as they wanted. I'm going to share the screen with you actually this time because I really can't be bothered today. Don't ask me why. But there we go. There is the updates. I am going to put the link in the chat for anyone that wants to come on. Hold on, let me just think about this for a second. Um, anyway, so then let's move on. So yeah, there we go. So Norwich City head coach Daniel Farke has been sacked hours after their first win of the Premier League season. Did win 2-1 against Brentford, but do remain bottom of the Premier League, 5 points from 11 games. Farke has led Norwich to the title of the Championship like twice now. Let me put the link in the chat. There we go. Just in case you want to have a say on any of these topics we've done so far. There is still more, though. There's still a couple more. But yes, twice since 2017, he's guided them to the Premier League. They feel now, as it says there, it's the right time for a change to give ourselves the best opportunity of retaining our Premier League status. And that's Sporting Director Stuart Webber. Now, in Farke's post-match interview, no indication he was about to lose his job, or he knew that he was about to lose his job. We definitely have a chance of survival, he said. It's a long marathon. The longer we work together, the better we will be as a team. I can't guarantee we'll stay in the league, but don't write us off. So that just shows you how confident he is, how confident he wants to be, how he's progressing himself to try and progress the club. And that's massively important for people to recognise, because the way he's done these things is massive. He is doing as much as humanly possible in his mind right now, just to try and get this club back to where it should be. This isn't easy for Daniel Farke, because he's done very well in the past few seasons with them. However, it just depends what happens, really. Let me just send out a tweet. Anyway, there we go. So there we go. Good. But yeah, so Farke has been sacked by Norwich, as you can see here. I think it's an absolutely horrendous decision. This Norwich fan gives his reaction to the news that Daniel Farke has left the club. So let's listen here. Let's just listen to what he has to say, if we can, that is. Let's listen.
Basically, is Xavi kind of will do it. He will take us into that era of success. Everybody knows it's going to be.
BBC News at 8 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. The health secretary has confirmed that
over Liverpool and the Champions League, the recent ones, the inability to really do anything without relying on Messi, who's no longer there. I mean, what is it that he is going to be able to do that no one has ever managed before him to somehow get this team to be Barcelona again?
It's a shortcut.
Hold on.
How he talks about intensity and pace and all that, but then we have to see it put in practice, and that's the big question mark. That's why also and we talked about this earlier. Joan Laporta, the president of Barcelona, wanted a Pep Guardiola plus German, so modern coach that will actually take Barcelona straight into how everybody's playing at the moment. Couldn't get that, and he's felt that, well, all right, Xavi's given us.
Okay, that's clearly not working. But anyway, the German was Norwich manager for 208 games in total, winning 87. Not bad, but not good, if you know what I mean. But that is done. That is good. That's over with now for them. So they've finally got rid of him. They know what needs to come next. So there we go. Penultimately, Eddie Howe to Newcastle United. So Steve Bruce left the club by mutual consent, and Eddie Howe has joined actually earlier today, late on yesterday. So a very, very interesting story, to say the least. Eddie Howe has gone to Newcastle. He's still very much optionable. Sorry, beg pardon. But he's also right offable, if you know what I mean. So he signed a contract until the summer of 2024. Not been in management since he left Bournemouth in August 2020 following relegation to the Championship. It's a wonderful opportunity, but there is also a lot of work ahead of him. So Howe told the Newcastle website this as well. He's taken over Newcastle with them sitting in 19th in the table, 5 points from safety after 11 games. He did watch Newcastle's 1-1 league draw at Brighton on Saturday from the stands, and that just shows you that he does want to get even further with the club. So that's always good to see, as always. Not the right spelling, Lewis, but no, it's not. No, it's not. You are correct about that. I'll hold on. That's his name right there. That's his name. That is his name. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'll put it in the chat in a minute. Or I'll put it up here in a minute. Anyway, I'll just post the link in the chat again, just in case you want to come on, Lewis. Just talk about these options, I guess. But yeah, Eddie Howe to Newcastle. He's eager to get onto the training ground to start working with the players. And he'd like to thank the club owners, the Saudis, obviously, for this opportunity. And he wants to thank the club supporters for the incredible welcome they've already given him. And he's very excited to begin his journey together with them all. Magpies have approached Villarreal manager Unai Emery, though, to take over as new boss, but the Spaniard turned them down. Not really surprised. We'll do just sorting out the purchase of the football. Oh dear. Amanda Staveley described how his first game in charge will be at home to Brentford on 20th of November as a passionate and dynamic coach. That's a massive, bold statement from Amanda. He's a great fit for what we're trying to build here, she said. Also, but yeah, so Bruce left Newcastle by mutual consent on 20th of October, 13 days after the Saudi Arabian-backed £350 million takeover of the club was completed. So, Howe took Bournemouth from bottom of League 2 to the Premier League and kept the South Coast club for 5 seasons. He will be familiar with Newcastle players Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, and Matt Ritchie, having managed the trio at Bournemouth. So it was a wise signing. He's had his league record is 487 games, 200 wins, 108 draws, and 179 losses. So he's had more wins than losses. However, he's had less draws than losses. So 42% win rate, and point per game is 1.45, if not 1.5. So that is massive for what happened. Hectic 33 days, though, for Newcastle. 7th of October was when Mike Ashley left after a 14-year spell. And then 12th of October was proposed changes to the football's takeover rules following Newcastle's change of ownership. 17th of October, Newcastle's new era under Saudi Arabian-backed ownership starts with 3-2 defeat. 20th of October, Steve Bruce leaves. 21st of October, hold talks with former Roma manager Paolo Fonseca. 23rd of October, Newcastle draw at Palace. A match at which a banner criticising the Saudi Arabia takeover is displayed. 29th of October, the Premier League agreed to meet with Amnesty International, who want the owners and directors test to include rules on human rights violations. 3rd of October, Newcastle suffer a 3-0 home defeat against Chelsea under interim manager Graham Jones. 3rd of November, Villarreal manager boss Unai Emery confirms Newcastle's interest in hiring him as Bruce's successor, but goes on to reject the club's approach. And finally, 4th of November, former Bournemouth boss Eddie Howe emerges as the favourite for the job. And then, obviously, 8th of November or somewhere is when he signed the deal. So, a very interesting style of what happens, really. Subject. That's Lewis from year 11 that have just gone. So the year 11 that have just gone. So year 11 that has just gone, that's Lewis. I don't know whether you know him or not, but if you do, then great. If you don't, then it's whatever. Woo, Max. Yeah, I hope you're having a good night, Jack. But on to the final story before we get you all in, or one of you in, or however many people are going to be coming in, depends. This is only supposed to be like half an hour to an hour, so this isn't going to be a long, proper long stream. It's already been half an hour, but we'll see. Woo. Anyway, I'll put the link in the chat just in case you've all forgot it. Actually, let me do something here if I can. Hold on, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to do something here. It's me. Yep. Right, there we go. Pin message. So the link is pinned in the chat. So there you go. If you want to come on and have your say, you can. There we go. That's better. Final thing then, before you all come on or whoever comes on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stories. Will he stay? Will he stay? He's been given a stay for now. 5-0 loss to Liverpool. 2-0 loss to Manchester City. What does this guy need to do to get sacked? What does he need to do? They've got Leicester. Chelsea have got Leicester, then United. Chelsea need to lose twice and Liverpool need to win twice. Not hard for Liverpool to win their next two games, but it's not easy for Chelsea to lose. Now, I want to say that it played Donny. That must be a sackable offence, so it seems. Yeah, that. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's something I do want to touch on. Donny van der Beek has come to United for basically fuck all. United have done nothing with Donny van der Beek after coming from Ajax, so that's just a waste of money and a waste of time. So I hope Donny finds a new club, same as Pogba in the summer. However, also Pogba injury news: Pogba will miss out the rest of the 2021 season thanks to a thigh injury, so he will not play ever again for Manchester United unless he can't get a deal off in the transfer window. I'll be doing a stream for the transfer window most likely in January at some point. Have you seen the recent reports on Sancho? I have not. I want to say I have, but I haven't. So anyway, you can tell me that when you come on, mate. You can tell me about that when you come on. But yeah, so it is a big statement that Ollie has been given a stay at United after these losses. So the Derby defeat by City brought more calls for the dismissal of him, of Ollie. It was a fortnight after the 5-0 home humiliation. So that's not good for them and their mentality. Apparently they've been backing him as a right wing back, and as they ain't confident on Saka's performance going forward. I mean, that's plausible. But he's not a right wing back. What are they gonna do? But anyway. But yeah, link is pinned at the top of the chat. So if you do want to come on, then please do. I'll get you in as soon as that happens. Also, quick update will be after the stream too. Right, I'm going to have a drink of tea a second. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway. So, Ollie to stay is a massive thing for United at the moment after what's happened. So, if I just read here, despite the comprehensive defeats against their biggest rivals and a run of form that has seen them collect just 4 points from the last 6, there is still no indication from Old Trafford that a change is going to take place. Would have been brave, definitely, that Solskjaer would save given international breaks and not notoriously a time when clubs get rid of managers, as Villa, Norwich, Middlesbrough, and have already done so since their weekend's games finished. He could well survive, though. The reason why they're probably doing this is perhaps that former United, the case for sticking with Solskjaer, Neville's made the point that United's troubles have arrived quickly. They dropped points at Southampton. Ronaldo scored twice in his first game since a much publicised return to the club against Newcastle on the 11th of September. Old Trafford seemed happy. Seemed a happy place. I did mention that. I don't know whether you're here for that, Lewis, but if you want to come talk about it, if you want to come talk at your views of who you want, do you want Martinez? Do you want Gerrard? Who do you want? But and also you can update me on any other shit, and also you can talk about whatever other subjects and topics you want. No, I joined on Eddie Howe thing. Fair enough. Well, you can come have your little chat about it if you want. I've pinned the link in the chat, so if you want to come on and talk about that, the Dean Smith, Gerrard, and Martinez, whatever thing, then please do. We've got about 20 minutes left of the stream, if that. But United have won 4 out of 12 games. Mark Noble missed an injury time penalty, so that was one of them. Villarreal with a better start at Old Trafford and Atlanta led 2-0, but both. Cristiano Ronaldo goals were the saviour really in both games, so not really good for them. Oh dear. Anyway, the dip in form has been sudden and extreme. And it needs to be stopped.
If City players don't...
Oh, careful. This just needs to be stopped. Right, I'll share my screen because I want to share a little video. I want to play this in for Alan Shearer, and this is Man United have changed their managers to compete, said Murphy. So let's listen and watch.
If City players don't work hard, they get left out. If Chelsea players don't work hard, they get left out. If Liverpool players don't work hard, they get left out. What's the difference between Man City's work rate today and Man United's work rate? This is how it should be done. When you lose the ball, everyone is after it. They go as a team. They don't go in ones and twos. And they work their socks off to get that ball back. It's why they're a very, very good team. They're all on the same page. Just look at the intensity to get the ball back, to work harder than any team. Then when they get the ball, the players can go and strut their stuff. They do it as a team. They all go together, and they're very, very good at it. And no one can cheat the system in terms of the working hard. Pep said it's not. It's something that the good teams and the good players have to do, and that's why City are successful, and that's why their chance of being successful this season. I mean, it was an incredible performance from them, both with and without. This is the last minute battle. They're 2-0 up. What are star players, they're big players, trying to get the ball back. The game's won. It's in the last minute, so that's what their manager demands. And if they don't do it, they're out. Someone else comes in. Now, this is Man United. Watch the, I wouldn't even call it the closing down, Bruno Fernandes. That should be a sprint. Jog. No, sprint, close down. That ball should not be allowed to come into the 18-yard box. Exactly the same thing again. Stop that cross at all costs. Then that's not in the back of the net. Exactly the same thing again. This time it's Wan-Bissaka. Get out, sprint. You can't afford to jog. That ball has to be stopped. Now, all right, it's terrible defending from Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, but stop it at source. And that's why Man United will not be a successful team this season. Look at the difference in the sprints. That's the evidence. Top 4 sprints from Man City players.
This question then. If Pep Guardiola was the manager of Manchester United, would their intensity be higher?
Yes, absolutely.
So therefore, because players don't go out on a football pitch ever, do they, not to try? We all know that. Not at this level. That doesn't happen. But where does that effort come from? Does it have to be the manager? In which case,
of course,
in which case, do Manchester United have to look at the Oli situation?
Well, look, I'm sure that they will do, but the evidence is there from the players. If the players wanted him to continue in his job, they'd give more effort. It's both, Gary. You should never, ever be told that you have to go out and work hard. But the system and the pressing and everything else comes from the manager.
If they want to compete with the big teams now, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, they need to change the manager.
And there you go. So that is what Murphy and Alan Shearer think to what's happened on that Saturday, and I fully agree. They need to change something in this team, whether it's the manager or not. They need to do something, and it needs to be critical, but it needs to be vital at the same time. It's getting out of hand, and the reason it's doing so is because Ollie needs to change his fucking tactics. It's the same tactics week in, week out. As you saw there, though, like,
Man City's work rate today.
like, hold on, let me try and find
This
it.
is how it should be done. When you look,
Let me share my screen again just to show you. Look at this. Look at this. Gabriel Jesus, right here. Right here.
and Man United's work rate.
Look.
This is how it should be done. When you lose the
Look at him.
ball, everyone is after
Yoink.
it. They go as a team. They don't go in ones and twos.
Look again. Look again,
They
ready?
work their socks off to get that ball back.
Look.
It's why they're
Easy
a very
passing
good team.
play.
They're all on the same
Then there's
page.
two
Just
players
look at
there.
the intensity
They've got two players
to get the
marking.
ball back,
There we
to
go.
work harder
Passing
than
play. They
any
won it back
team.
again.
Then when they get the ball,
There.
the players can go and
That's the
struggle.
point I want to touch on. That's the point I want to touch on. This is basically a game of bloody rondos. This is a game of bloody rondos in grassroots football. I should know. I play for Home Rovers, and I do know. So there's 4 on the outside, 2 in the middle. Pass it between all of you. However, Man City have done this perfectly in defensive style. Absolutely inch perfect from Manchester City. You can't not give them credit, because look what happens here. Look. Watch what happens.
They do it as a team. They all go together.
2 have pressed.
And they're
One's
very,
got the
very
ball.
good at it. And
Other
no
ones
one can
are
cheat
tracking
the
behind.
system in
Cancelo
terms
gets
of
back. And again, they've got the square. They've got the they don't have people in the players in the middle this time, but they've got the square. They've got the players they need.
working hard.
Then you see it move together. They move as a unit. They move as a unit.
The good players.
This isn't Let's Talk Tactics from Let's Talk Premier League. Don't worry. I'm just trying to analyse these things. They've got 4 players in a square. They're defending brilliant. They're moving as a unit in that square, and they're moving to win that ball. They win that ball every consistent little bloody time. And I've got to be honest, the way people say Man City are bad, look at what they're doing. Look at the analysis. And the defensive thing in United here is horrendous. It really bloody is. Watch Fernandes. Look.
Bruno Fernandes.
Sprints,
That
then
should be
jogs.
a sprint.
Sprint.
No, sprint. Close that.
You need to bloody sprint at that point. And again, look, needs to sprint. He's there and he should sprint, or at least sprint and slide. Otherwise, you're not getting anywhere. Then again, Wan-Bissaka. There's 5 yards between him and Cancelo.
That ball has to be.
Look at that. He's got an easy pass right there. He's got an easy pass, kind of an easy pass right there. He's got an easy pass, 3 passes into the box.
Stop. Now,
Then he whips it in.
Defending from Harry Maguire.
Poor defending from Shaw and Maguire. I'm sorry, but that is horrendous. De Gea should have saved it, really. But this is outrageous. City have ran United out of the park. They really have. And it's just sad to see for United fans. Especially one of my mates, because he's a United fan and he's bloody pissed. It's not that hard to sack a manager. But it is the right replacement that's tough. It's something we need to think about. obvious managers who fit the template: Pochettino, Brendan Rodgers, Willie Bollocks go to United, and Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag is probably the better option for United. Pochettino also. Rodgers won't move from Leicester, I don't think. You need to go after Poch after Ten Hag. So you need to go for Ten Hag first, then you need to go for Poch. And plus, I'm going to say this bloody now. You cannot bloody get Zidane. You are not getting Zidane. I can guarantee you Zidane will not go to United. Even if he was offered a free headbutt. He's not going. Anyway. This is what it is. Edward has been responsible for finalising the key decisions at United for over 8 years. The aftermath of the Super League debacle, it was confirmed he would leave the club by the end of the year, and he still will. It's not certain whether the timescale will be met, though, nor whether Woodward, a close ally of the Glazer family, obviously going back to before their controversial takeover in 2005, may remain in an advisory capacity. It does seem certain managing director Richard Arnold will take Woodward's senior role. It doesn't appear to signal a change in direction for the club, nor that the post-Ferguson template is about to be ripped up and apart. But it is very done for United. It's all going downhill once again. So, but Lewis, if you are still here, this is what I was talking about earlier. This. You know Villa have sacked him. I'll let you read that. I'll let everyone else read that. I'll remove the banners and everything. There you go. Read that. That's exactly what he said. From after Villa are 17th, read after that, and that is what he said. Okay, then. So, Ollie's given a stay. And we know that. We've seen that. We hate it. It has to remain the same. Anyway, that is what it is. It is what it'll be. "50 minutes into this stream, we've talked about 4, if not 5, managers who have been sacked or have left in the past month. 1 month has seen 5 managers, if not 4 managers get sacked, and 1 be given a bloody lifeline. So that is the end of the stream. Everything that I've talked about is one of those stories that will stay as it is until further notice. But yeah, it is what it is. But Lewis, this is your chance to come in, buddy, if you're still here. If you are, please come in, or I'll just do a special mention and then I'll hop off because I'm going to need to in a minute. So, Lewis, if you do want to come on, you can come on and just talk about one thing and then we can get it over with inside 5 minutes. You can literally, or you can just stay for like 2 minutes and just be like, this way you can find me, and then that's it, done. And then we'll end it. Because I need to go in like 8 minutes anyway, so 8 minutes starting from now I need to go, so yeah. If you do want to come in, the link's pinned in the chat, so we'll see. If you are still in the chat and you're not going to come on, then just say so, and I'll move on, and then I'll end the stream. Okay, they're gone. Lewis has gone, I think. So that is that. So yes, that has been the stream. Hope you've all enjoyed. Shout out to Jack. A very big shout out to Jack. He's a very, very good friend of mine. So is Lewis. Shout out to him as well. So thank you both for joining. Before I do go, though, new updates. Again, more updates. We have a new show coming. Drum roll, please. The Championship Show. Yay. We have a new show on this channel. It is the Championship Show. It will be on pretty much every week. Probably on every Wednesday, if not every Thursday. Probably because either on if there's no championship games on Wednesday, it will be on a Wednesday. If there's games on a Wednesday, it'll be on a Thursday, so we can review all of them. But now we've got that out of the way, we have got Lewis once again. So let's get him in real quick.
Hello.
Hello, Lewis. How you doing, mate?
I'm finally here after 25 minutes of sorting Football Manager out. Then I had to sort my Xbox out because I've just sold it.
Lol. First of all, before I ask Lewis stuff, Fan Hub Golden Ticket Code, still one use remaining. If you are a Hull City fan, then please use that code. It's the only code I've got for now. FanHub have only given me one use, unfortunately. So get it done now.
Yeah.
And yes, the championship show will be on Wednesday and Thursday evenings.
I have one use on mine, but I have no idea what it is off the top of my head. So I couldn't tell you what it is.
Hold on. I want to create a new banner. That's what I wanted to do.
But my life's very good now, actually, because I've now got access to the game. Fucking come on! I've played
Access to the game.
Yeah, I've had the last 3 games, and yeah.
But yeah, first of all, what do you think? What do you think of the new show? What do you think?
The
My
championship,
rating's been updated.
the championship show.
Yep.
Seems
So-
decent, I mean.
They've
For
got
sure.
the EFL show, haven't they? So
Yeah, I mean,
Why
for
not?
sure. For sure, I'll if Max allowed me, I'm sure I'll be popping on that a few times, maybe.
well, it's for everyone.
What's happened to my full mind?
I'll send people. Well, it'll be like a group of us. So
Yeah.
I might get Joe on. To be fair, just to yeah, that's all
Yeah.
the City fans. But seriously, what else can I do? There's hardly. Oh, Tyler, also him, Tyler.
Yeah.
I need to get him on because he's a Luton fan as well as in Liverpool. So
There's also Joe's mate, if you can get him on, he's a fan, isn't
yeah, so I was gonna get you, Joe, and Tyler on.
he? Yeah, I'll come on whenever.
So
If I'm available, what days?
it's gonna be if there's no championship games on a Wednesday evening, it'll be then. However, if there is championship games, it'll be on a Thursday.
Monday at college, I don't get back to about 5. Thursday, Friday, I'm usually working unless something comes up. Whereas obviously tomorrow I'm working, but if it's if it's anything after 6, I'll be fine.
Well, it's going to be every Wednesday evening or Thursday evening. So if there's games on a Wednesday, if there's championship games on a Wednesday evening, it will be on a Thursday evening. But if there's no championship games on a Wednesday, it'll be on a Thursday evening.
Yeah,
and that's when we'll be reviewing the midweek games and previewing the new upcoming games. And then I might do an extra one on Sunday.
Yeah, I should.
We'll see. But
I'll let you
at the
know.
moment, that is what is happening. So
depends when I finish.
Subscribe down below, everyone, to not miss out. Anyway, what do you want to talk about quickly? Because
let's talk about. I mean, we've been allowed to talk about the Villa situation. It's a bit of a mess at the minute. I'm not gonna lie. There's many people who are upset with the situation. Upset with the situation that we've put ourselves in, and there's some people that who think it. Well, me personally, I think as much as it probably was the right time, I feel like. Yeah, maybe he should have been given a bit more time because I personally I think he could have turned it around, but I do understand why they have decided to pull the plug now, so we don't sink any more. If that makes sense, and because we can't afford to have maybe 1 or 2 more defeats before we start winning again because. We want to be challenging, and at the minute we're not challenging, and it's not good enough. Especially with the team we have. We do have a pretty decent team. It's not like a few seasons back when we had Grealish, but the team wasn't up. Honestly, that first season we came up, we've actually made ourselves look decent, and there's no excuse for where we are at the minute. obviously it's going to be interesting on who the hell we bring in, because it's been all ludicrous in me, because there's been so many different names linked with like Gerrard, Martinez, Potter is linked, I think, but I doubt that'll happen. Hasseltwood was, but
Potter's more suited for the England job than the Villa job, to be honest.
Hasseltwood was, but he's came out and said no, he's not going anywhere. The Danish manager was, apparently he's came out and said no. And if I'm being honest with you, it's looking more likely that it's going to be Gerrard more than anyone at this current stage. But and the reason I say that is I've seen many things saying he's good mates with, I want to say our CEO or secretary, one of the two, because they used to work together at Liverpool. I don't think I'll be annoyed at that appointment, because he has done very well. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where the fan base goes with that, because I've seen many things already where people just like, was there any point stacking Smith if we are going to go for Gerrard? Which, yeah, I kind of understand, because I also won't be annoyed about it, because he hasn't rushed into a Prem job, where obviously we saw with Lampard. He went straight to Chelsea after that year with Derby. I know he's only had a year or so at Rangers, but he's shown himself that he's won something there. Whereas with Derby, yes, Lampard did well, but he did 1 year and was straight back into the Premier big time. Like, he's gradually improving his team state, if that makes sense. He's not rushing from Rangers to like a top Premier League team like Lampard went from Derby to Chelsea, if that makes sense. I'm not saying we're a big club, because theoretically, yes, we are a big club.
Well, you're bigger than fucking Spurs, isn't it?
But I think whoever we get, it will. Hopefully, we'll sort it out and we'll get back to where we should be. And I think, obviously, we'll see how things go at the minute. We'll see how things go from here. Cause what we don't want to do is we don't want to rush it and go, oh yeah, we definitely don't get like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear that. My final question though is, how do you think the fan base will react to maybe Gerrard being appointed, for example, because he is a Liverpool legend. He's been a Liverpool legend for ages. He's been our captain. He's been our assistant. He's been many things, and now he's gone on to the Scottish leagues. How do you think the fan base would react to that? And also, to what extent would you agree that Gerrard would be the perfect option, as he would get you further up in the table? And where would you expect yourselves to finish by the end of the season?
I mean, it's hard to say right now, because obviously you don't know how he's going to set up. He could come in here and he could play a complete different style to how Smith played it to start with the season. Well, I mean, I'm not playing because it's clearly not been working for us this season for whatever reason. But I've seen many mixed things already, because people are saying Gerrard's the same sort of manager that Smith was, so they don't really see the point of sacking Smith if we are going to get Gerrard. Me personally, I looked at it early and went, I don't really want Gerrard, but if it pays off, it pays off. Not provided we can improve how we've started. That's all I'm bothered about, because we shouldn't be where we are, and that's just me. We shouldn't be where we are.
I know I've heard some Villa fans being like, "Oh, why would we want Gerrard? Gerrard might not even improve us." He's pretty much your only shot at this point, because you've got Martinez not wanting to leave the Belgium.
Martinez, I saw it and I immediately went no, because I knew how he was like at Everton. He was shocking. Hasseltwood, I knew he wouldn't leave Everton, Southampton. I wouldn't mind the Danish guy, but I don't know much about him.
Homeland is just like Homeland. Like, he got Denmark to Euro 2020 semi-final when he got knocked out by us. Then obviously we lost to Italy because they're cheating scumbags, but everyone's moved past that, I hope. But like, he is a great manager. So if he did go to Villa, you would have a great time with him. But it just depends on how it's like every manager. They need time to settle. They need time to like cope with how the players will play under them and what their tactics will do with their players. Because that's what Oli. See, Arteta needed time this season. We gave him time. He's done his best. He's got Arsenal back up to 5th. So Tottenham have done bullshit because they're still 8th-ish. Because they've got like four wins out of fucking 10. So like, it's good for Arsenal. However, it's not working for United. We just need that time to progress and work well with the players, because if they don't link up with the players, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah, I mean, I think today was the first time we actually got in contact with Gerrard since the vacancy came available on Sunday. And apparently the doors go well. Apparently Gerrard is interested. Gerrard does want to come to Villa. It's just a matter of time now, and apparently it's just sorting out the backroom stuff and all that sort of thing. But apparently we have also made some promises already with him, saying we are going to give him a substantial budget to work with during January. We won't kind of throw him on the bus and not give him too much to work with. We will give him the money. We will give him quite a bit of money to improve and build on the squad we already have. I don't think we'll bring many people in. I don't think many people will bring many people in January, because quite frankly, it's January mid-season. Not many people want to sell players, which is obviously understandable. It is halfway through the season. Why would you want to change your teams a lot, especially if you're doing well, like West Ham of some sort? But I mean, we'll see. We will see. Do I think it'll work out? I don't know at this point. I think he's been very successful with Rangers. As you've seen, he's dethroned Celtic for the first time in 10 or so years. There's clearly something about him. He's clearly no mess about. Yes, people might argue the Scottish League is much easier than the Premier League, which yes, it is. Do not get me wrong about that. But Celtic have been very, very strong. So to come in there and doing about season and a half, I want to say he's done it in. He's clearly no mess about.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, that's been. Wait, actually, yeah. Final thing: do you think you'll stay up, and where do you think you'll finish this season?
Yeah, we must stay up. Surely. I can't see it going down. There's worse teams in this division this season. No offense, but I think we will stay up, but we need to change up massively, because at the minute, it's, like I said, I think everyone knows. I don't think it needs to be said. It's not good enough in a minute. It's not the results we knew from last season. But I will give Smith the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm not saying this for full reason. I'm not trying to give him a full excuse for how he was, because he knows himself that we wasn't good enough in his final few games. However, I just want to mention losing his backroom staff. So losing that, I think his name was like Minor Kelly, the old guy. That's what I call him. John Terry, and we lost someone else. That wouldn't have helped him, because we would have had to recruit someone. They would have had to adapt to how, well, not adapt to how Smith's playing, but adapt to how we are defensively and all that when we brought someone in. So, but I'm not saying it's an excuse, because it's not. However, I think that could affect him quite a bit. So, like I said, I'm not going to try and defend him by saying that was the entire problem, because it wasn't. Because he has to adapt to obviously new coach staff, and he quite frankly didn't. But I think that does have some part in it. But like I say, there's no chance that it had all the issues that we had during the last few times. But like I say, we will find out. We will no more in a few days. Hopefully, we'll appoint someone during the international break. We need to. Preferably this week. I don't think it will be this week. I think it might be over the weekend, early next week. But providing it's done before the game against Brighton, that's what I'm bothered about, because I don't even know who our caretaker is. I'm pretty sure he left and all. So it's a bit of a mess situation.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, an hour and 11 minutes. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed this stream. Please subscribe down below, leave a like, and turn the notification bell. Lewis, before we go, where can they find you, mate? Lewis?
Hello, yeah.
Where can they find you, mate?
So you can find me on Pro Sports Monster channel, as in my username or name on StreamYard. And you can find me on Twitter at LewisPo160, and that's the night.
There we go. Thank you for joining, mate. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great time tonight and tomorrow and the rest of your week. And I'll see you whenever. But for now, you can find me here, obviously, over on Let's Talk Premier League. Go subscribe to them and Charles Strong TV and all the channels associated with them. EFL Show is obviously on the First XI, so go subscribe there. EFL Show is League 1 and 2, and their previews and reviews for Argyle and Doncaster and Bristol Rovers for the League 1, as well as reviewing all the other games as well. So, yeah, so you can find me here, subscribe down below, hit that like button, turn on the notification bell. Can also find me on Instagram, MaxTagHDOfficial, and on Twitter at MTHD_official. We're on the road to 100. We're at 74 already, so let's try and hit that mark by December, by Christmas. That'll be very good, especially if it's on my granddad's birthday on the 29th. Rest in peace, buddy. But yeah, Championship show will be on beginning of next week, if not the week after. Depends how busy I am. But again, thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure doing these streams for you. And yeah, I'll be back on Friday for the England versus Albania watch along for the World Cup qualifiers once again for 2022 in Qatar. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a good night. Peace out.